What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. As always, before this video starts, make sure you guys like and subscribe as always. And today I want to show you guys settings before I talk about the best settings on the game and explaining why. I did a similar video, like, I think a few months ago in MW2, but of course the introduction of MW3 I haven't really had the time because I've been maxing out every gun, and I'm actually going to be uploading another video explaining how I maxed out every single gun on this game, from assault rifles all the way to your LMGs. And actually you can get an stellar, whatever you want to fucking call it, just by maxing out your MW2 guns plus your MW3 guns. So if you max out your guns from battle rifles all the way from shotguns to your LMGs and they're all maxed out, you can get an stellar. You don't have to max out any of these fucking guns. So just keep that in mind, but I will be talking that in another video. But let's focus on the settings. So we're going to be going over the best settings here on MW3 as of far, my opinion, and I've given my settings to a lot of people, and PS5 is different, but these settings are going to be similar for all controller players on any platform. Anyway, starting with our controller. So we're going to start on controller, and moving here, I'm going to try and make this quick because this is going to be a little bit longer video than I usually do upload. But for the button layout, you want to play on tactical. Okay, so let me get one thing clear. So they do have tactical, just tactical, but I do play on tactical flip. Meaning, flip is when you shoot with your... You don't shoot with your triggers, you do shoot with your other buttons. The other, the L1 and R1 for PlayStation. And Xbox should be like... some shit, I don't know, but... I do play on flip, flip. As you guys can see, my flip is on, and tactical is going to be the best way for you to go, for the simple fact that with your left to right thumbstick you can actually slide, and that's going to give you a huge advantage, keeping your both fingers on your triggers at all times. And it's just really helpful. Honestly, everybody runs tactical, and if you've been living under a rock, then yeah, I suggest you switch it to tactical. This is all default, so some of these settings are gonna be default. Like I said, I was just explaining, I do play on flip because whenever you shoot with your triggers, you actually have a delay. You have like a 10-second delay, giving the enemy an advantage, so he kills you first, then you kill him first. So you just have a slight advantage by shooting with your upper throwing triggers. So I recommend you play on flip, get used to it, because it's a really big advantage. Anyways, I do play on full haptic. So yeah, I do play on full haptic, but since I flip my triggers, I won't be feeling the haptic full haptic thing. But anyways, and also with the introduction of MW3, you can actually test your death zone if you actually have input delay or something. I don't know if I can test it. Can I? I don't. Yeah, so as you guys can see, you can switch them, as you guys can see. And you can switch your trigger dead zone and stuff like that. So if you have controller drift, then you want to switch some of these settings, make them lower. But this is going to be default for me since I have absolutely no controller drift. Moving on to the aiming. So I do play on a 12. Again, aiming is mostly going to be default, and also it's going to be personal preference. So with the horizontal stick sensibility, you do want to play it on, mainly if you're just starting out, on a 6 to a 5 or maybe a 7. That's my best suggestion. Then once you get the hang of it, then you want to up it. Just keep on playing on 8, and then once you get used to 8 cents, then switch to 9, 10, and wait and make your way over. And I do play on a 12. And the reason why I play on a 12 is for the fact that you can turn on people before they turn on you, and that's a really big advantage. And then my vertical stick sense, I do play on a 5. So that's going to be on a 5. And then my ADS is going to be on a 0.40. A lot of people play on a 65 to a 1.0, but honestly, I just got used to the 0.40 because you have that sticky aim. Then whenever you have that sticky aim, then you can aim down sights, and your aim is going to be really, really slow, giving you almost like aimbot, and it's going to really help on your long range kills, your long range enemies. Anyways, this is gonna be yeah, just default here. My tac stand, it is at a 1, and I never knew you could have switched this up to now. So yeah, so I'm gonna put that as the same as the 80th sense multiplier to my tactical stand sense multiplier. You do want to play on dynamic. I know a lot of people play on linear, standard, but on MW3 stuff took for a change, and dynamic is going to be the best way for you to aim. So you have that first starting aim, and you have more sticky aim with your aim assist, plus you're going to be playing on a 0.40, which is technically your guns, your aim is not going to flicker so much, and that's the really big advantage on that. So this is gonna be all default here, and I do play my aim assist types. You do want to play it on a Black Ops. I know a lot of people play on default, sometimes I'm focusing, but the best way on particular on this Call of Duty, you do want to play it on Black Ops. Moving on to third person, I really don't fuck with this. This is all default. So we got off the aim. Let's go to gameplay here. There's a lot of settings here that are going to be personal preference, just like your aiming category here. Alright. Automatic sprint. You want to have this on automatic tactical sprint. You move your left thumbstick and you're just going to tac sprint. And you can move faster, and it's just a huge advantage compared to everyone else that has this off. A lot of people play on an automatic tactical sprint because of the big advantage. You're just gonna move a lot faster around the map, and just give it a try. This is all gonna be default slide only. I do have this on slide only. Tap to slide. I do have this on slide only, because the thing about putting this in slide only behavior, you're actually gonna slide with one tap of a button. But with this, whenever it says tap to slide, it's not the same slide as slide only, because the thing about the difference between tap to slide and slide only is the fact that there's gonna be actually some delay on your thumbstick, on your right thumbstick. Whenever you put it on slide only, you just tap it and you're gonna be sliding all over the place, and you can slide cancel, giving that advantage so you can kill your enemies, and it's gonna be harder for them to kill you. Alright, this is all gonna be personal preference. This is all default. Okay, moving on to the combat. This is all gonna be default here. Default. Yeah, this is default. Default. Okay, so we're gonna move on to interact reload behavior. This depends if you're playing on multiplayer. If you're gonna be playing on multiplayer, then have it tap to reload, so you can press your reload button and you're just gonna tap it once and you are gonna be reloading. But if you play Warzone, then you want to put it on, I can't say that shit, on person to interact, whatever you want to call it. Put it on this, so whenever you press square your collect button on Warzone, then you're going to be picking up stuff with a click of a button. But if you're going to be playing on multiplayer, then put this on tap to reload. Okay, armor replay. This goes for Warzone. My Warzone players, if you guys want to put your armor instantly. 3, boom, 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 at one go while you're running. And actually, that involves the automatic attack sprint. So if you have automatic attack sprint and you have armor plate behavior to apply all, you're gonna be moving extremely fast while you're putting armor on, and you can just turn on them and just fucking kill them. That's gonna be a very big advantage there. And this is all gonna be personal preference, and this is all default as well. This is default, default, and default. Moving on to my graphics, I really don't fuck with my graphics mostly at all. I do have world motion blur off. Your blur, you just want to turn it off. I mean, it causes headache, and why would you want to have blur? It's stupid. And then your frame grain, I have it all the way to 0. The reason why I do have this on 0 is for the simple fact that you can actually see better enemy players than you have this on a 50 or 0.25 as is setting it to reset as well. So if you want to see people more easier, then turn this to a 0. Okay, this is all going to be personal preference. Okay, moving on to your field of view, you want to have this at 120. You're going to feel like a beast. You're going to feel like you're moving faster than anyone. And actually on the 120 FOB, you're going to be able to see people from across distance when versus a player that has it on 60 that can only see so much. So having it on 120, it gives you an open wide view so you can see players on your corner, and just gives you a bigger picture, a bigger view for you to see your enemies on. Okay, moving on to this is all going to be personal preference. Yep, personal preference. Okay, I do have this on. I mean, you don't want to see Jesus, and yeah, this is absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys remember back in MW2, you just get flashed, and holy shit, you see heaven. That's how wide it is. It's absolutely insane. So you do want to have that shit on. Invert, flash, bang, on. Please have that on if you don't want to get blind. Okay, this is personal preference, and moving on to your audio. I do play on a home theater. This is all going to personal preference. I do have master game volume. This is all going to be personal preference. I do make content on this game, as you all know. So I have to have this on 30A so you guys can hear me more than the game you guys can hear, so you guys have a better understanding on what I'm saying and stuff like that. But you can put it at 100. That's just totally up to you. Voice chat's on, obviously. Proximity chat is gonna be on. This is all gonna be on, and yeah, this is on. And I do have this at 100. This is mostly your background graphics. You want to have this at 100 depending on what console you're playing. So like an example, if I'm playing on my PS4, I want to turn this shit down to 50, because the thing with this is the fact that you put this at 100 and the map is gonna look like too grayish. It's gonna look gray, and it's gonna prevent you from seeing enemies clearly. So it really depends. If you're playing on an old generation console, then put it at a 50, or if 50 doesn't work, then turn all the way back down to 0. But if you're playing on a new generation console like I am, then you want to put it on 100. And this also applies to PC, so if you got PC people here, then yeah, just go for 100 here. Same like me. This is all going to be personal preference. Yeah, this is all just standard. Okay, moving on to your interface. This is all going to be default, 100 default. This is personal preference. Again, it's all going to be standard. Okay, moving on to your customization. You do have to customize your color customization so you can see enemies better and you can see your color team better. I know this is personal preference, but I do highly recommend you put this at a dark, like lightish red. And this is the color that I have it on. And then for my team, I do have it on a light to medium dark blue, so I can see my teammates and I won't get confused on any other color. And these colors are just standard, honestly, and stuff like that. So yeah, so just have it on this. And I do play it on a filter 2. Filter 2 is going to be really good, because look, You guys can see the little bit of difference there. It's gonna look a little bit more darker and gray, which is gonna affect your gameplay. So you want to have this on a filter tour. Filter 2, I am so sorry, I'm just so tired. But anyways, you're gonna have this on a MW2 also, that also applies to MW2 and MW3 as well. I do play on the interface. You play on world, then you see it's a little bit darker. If you play on interface or both, it's gonna be a little bit darker, so you want to put the add filter 2 and interface as well. My world color interface is going to be both at 100 so you can see people better and you can see your map a little bit brighter, allowing you to see people much easier, and that's going to really help you. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and if you guys like this type of content, me showing you settings, tips and tricks like that, then I would love to be uploading tips and tricks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for all the love and support on the last videos, and yeah guys, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.